Hey YouTube. Well, I thought I'd post this video because I just bought another gun. I've got probably about 7 handguns ranging from 9mm to 45 ACPs and both Kimber makes and Glock makes and CZ. And I saw one the other day that I thought to myself, gosh, for $400, seems like a pretty budget gun. You know, I really can't go wrong with a gun that costs about $400, I think. So I thought, what the heck, let's give it a shot. I looked at a few of the YouTube videos, and some of them are kind of old. So if somebody was happening to look at one of these, I thought that they might like to see something that's a little bit newer. So let me pause this, and then I'm going to restart it again, and I'm going to show you what we're talking about. And here we go. This is what we're talking about. The Canik TP9 Elite SC bronze 3.5-inch. SC is for subcompact, and it's a 9mm gun. It's got the two-tone bronze Cerakote finish. You can see that it comes with 2 magazines, one 15-round magazine and one 12-round magazine. It's a striker-fired semi-auto pistol, 9mm in caliber. It's a pretty gun. And so there are the facts, and look at the price at the bottom, guys. That's what got me to think, you know what, even if I don't like it, it's something extra in my collection, and for $400, I can't go wrong. So I went to my local fella that I buy my guns from, and he had one in stock, and so I brought it home, and this is what it looks like. It comes in this nice case, says Canik over there, and then here it is. What's really cool, as I mentioned before, is it's got two separate mags, and I'm sorry, one of them's in it. This is the 12, and then we've also got the extended. You can see how that extends a bit. The 15 as well. That comes with it, in addition to 2 back straps, a medium-sized back strap and a large back strap. And what's really cool, guys, look at that. A fully integrated OWB, IWB holster that is literally tailored to the gun. It comes with it from Canik. Canik also even throws in a little toolkit because you can see that you can actually get an optional optical. And guess what? Just went and ordered mine today. It came today. I haven't put it on yet, but it is a Crimson Trace 1550. And this particular gun actually has the cutout for it, and it'll just slide right on there. And I've already checked the size. It looks like it's going to work. So that'll be another video. I'll show you how I shoot with that optic. So here is the gun. This has, again, like I said, the 12-round mag. It's got the slide release on both sides, which is nice. On the top, it's got the chamber full indicator. That pops up when it's loaded. And as YouTube probably wants me to show you, this gun is empty. I'll first drop the mag. And now I've got it open to show you that the gun is in fact unloaded. And so it's got the ambidextrous slide as previously discussed. One of the cool things is it's got this little loading indicator on the back. See that little red button? So when the magazine, or when the gun is charged, when it's cocked, that little red button is there. And then when you pull the trigger, it goes away to show you that there's the magazine, or I'm sorry, that the gun is not cocked any longer. It's got a really cool, see if I can see it, I don't know if you can. It's got the U sights with that little optic on the end, and I've got the green one in there, but in this little toolkit, there's also a red one, and there's also a white one that you can install in the gun. And so here is the breakdown to release it and clean it, which is what I'm going to need to do. I showed you what the 12 looks like, and the 15-round mag extends a little bit farther on the bottom to get those extra rounds in there. And so what I really liked about the gun, first of all, I'll get this 12-round mag back in there so we can see it. I'm trying to do this with one hand. It's kind of weird. It fits in your hand pretty good. I would say that I have medium-sized hands. The gun, again, is pretty. It's got the serrations in the front so that you can rack from the front or in the rear on both sides, so that if you like to do front racking or rear racking, you can go ahead and do it in that manner. See how it's got this extended in the bottom of the mag for your pinky? This is the 12-round. I will tell you that you got to be careful when you're at the range, because I took this baby out to shoot it for my first time today. I put 225 rounds through it. And towards the end, I was getting a little bit tired and getting a little careless, and I slapped a mag in there. And of course, big old blood blister on my finger because I slapped the mag in there. See how there's no room? It's flush. I pinched my finger on there really good, and it hurt like hell. But I kept shooting. And so the gun, it's got optional rail below in the front, which is for tactical light if you'd like. And as I indicated, see that top cut out there with the 2 hex screws? You can pop that red dot, which is what I'm going to do after this. But I thought I would try it with the open sight first, just to see what I thought of it. And so this is the gun. It fits in my hand really well. It's got serrations in the front, on the rear. It's got kind of a tacky plastic grippy type of, it's not rubbery, it's more of a granular type feel. And then it's got these serrations in the front. So it feels really good in your hand. As I mentioned, you can see I've got a medium-sized hand. And the one thing that I really like is, I'm going to have to switch hands here. But when I guess I'm not going to really be able to do it. When I'm holding it, I can get my left hand on this side, and there's actually a little group of granular things there and here that you can get your right thumb around real nice. And you can also get your left hand, when you're left hand, I'm a right-handed shooter, it goes on this grip right there. And so that's the gun, pretty straightforward. It does have a safety, a trigger safety, kind of like a Glock. So there isn't anything manually on the side over here that you have to flip up or down. I imagine that's because it's kind of intended to be a carry pistol. You saw that it was relatively light. It is a polymer body with the metal slide on top. So it's relatively light, even with the 15-round mag in it. And with that holster that it comes with, I think that it would be something that would be relatively easy to carry, even though I'm not really a carry person. But you know what? I basically was sitting back and I was kind of flipping through the internet. I saw this gun. I saw some ads for it. People kind of talked about it, and they talked about this trigger in particular, which breaks right about there. And then it resets, and it's really smooth. You can really rip off a bunch of these. You can get kicked out of the gun range doing that, but you can really rip off a bunch of these really quickly. And so the trigger is smooth. It's a little bit lighter, so it kicks a little bit when you shoot. For example, my CZ is a heavier gun, probably by about 7 or 10 ounces, and it doesn't kick as much, and it perhaps is more accurate, but it's got a longer barrel, and it's really not a carry pistol, and the son of a gun feels like a ton of bricks in my pocket, whereas this is pretty nice and light and compact. And so enough talk. That's what the gun is. You saw the specs earlier. This is probably what you want to see, and that is the results. And so please keep in mind, guys, I'm not a professional shooter. COVID, gosh, I haven't shot in a year and a half or so. But what I did is I had 115 grain 9mm Luger bullets. They were MagTech. And so my first 25 shots through this gun, you can see here at 21 feet, I was some in the black, but I was pulling down to the left, low and left, your classic, hey, this is kind of a rookie shooter. But you know what? Not bad. The one thing I want you to note is up here, where it says not adjusted. What I was doing is I was putting the center bead even with the rear sights, which is typically how I shoot all my other guns. I thought, hey, I'm breaking the rust off. It's been a couple of years of COVID. This is a brand new gun. Literally, I didn't do anything but take it apart, oil it, and put it back together, and then go shoot it. And so then I went from 1 through 25 at 21 low left. See that? My first 25 shots. I kept pumping rounds through this puppy at 100 to 125 rounds at the same 21 feet, not adjusted. Again, I've got the bead even with the U flat. I'm starting to figure it out a little bit. See how I'm low left on a lot of those? Now I'm kind of adjusting. I'm kind of figuring it out a little bit. So I've got a little bit more center. I then decided to go out to 45 feet. And these were rounds 125 to 150. And you can see, as I indicated, 125 to 150, not adjusted. Again, and I'm out about 45. You can see still a bit lower left, but not too bad. Not bad for a guy that hasn't shot in a couple of years because of COVID and, a brand new gun and just breaking into it again. And so I noticed this pattern of kind of being low and to the left. And so I decided, you know what, let me go ahead and try changing up the sights. And so now I then went back to 7 yards and I put rounds 150 to 175, but now I called it adjusted. And what I did was the glow dot at the end, I put on top of the U instead of in the middle of the U. So I'm basically pointing this gun up just a bit more. And I think it worked because now Here's another 25 shots. You can see now that I'm substantially more dead on compared to my first 1 through 25 where I'm low left. Now I'm kind of in the middle. And then last but not least, I ran it out to 45 feet. And this is 200 to 225 shots. At 45 feet, you can see I said adjusted again, that I put the dot on top, and you can see that, hey, not too bad. We got head shots, we got body shots, we got some here. I tried 15 up on the top. That's how I did at 45 feet. And then I shot 10 more at the center mass here, and that's how I ended up doing. So what would I end up telling you about this particular gun? For $400, man, you can't go wrong. It's equivalent to a Glock, if not better. Frankly, that odd angle on a Glock handle, it's more backwards this way than vertically up and down. It kind of seems after I shot mine recently, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with it. For the first time that I ran this puppy out through the range, it shot straight. Most importantly, guys, 225 rounds. I had no jams. I had no smokestacks. I didn't have any feed failures, except for yours truly getting a big old blood blister on his finger. But the gun is light. The trigger is great. The optics are nice. It felt great in my hand. For $400, you can't go wrong. So that is my review. The next time I'm going to do another one, and that is going to be after I put this Crimson Trace on it, and we're going to see how that looks. I'm sure it's going to look great, and I hope to think that it's going to shoot really well. And who knows, with a red dot and this small and that many rounds, this may very well be an everyday carry for a lot of people. So you know what? Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, hit the like button in the lower left-hand corner. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, feel free to do so. But you know what, guys? Thanks so much for taking your time to watch this video. And I'm kind of new at this, and my video stuff is rusty, but I thought you might like to see what I thought. And I'll tell you, with the 7 handguns that I've owned, for $400, man, this sucker, it's great. It shoots straight. It doesn't buck that much, even though it's a lighter gun. And man, I'm going to end up with a gun with a red dot on it for $575 out the door, including tax and everything. That's pretty bargain basement. And if it's accurate on top of it, which after not shooting for 2 years and, you know, a brand new gun out of the box, and I do this and only 1 hour of shooting, man, I think it's just going to get better. So hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a great time shooting. Be safe. Take care.